It seems like it's been a bad couple of weeks to be a game developer under a large publisher like EA or Perfect World Entertainment, because it seems like the studios that are making games that I've been playing recently are just shutting down. Maybe I'm cursed. I don't know. That's a lie. I'm not cursed. Hot off the tail of the announcement of Visceral Games getting shut down by EA, we have Perfect World Entertainment deciding to shut down a couple of studios of their own. The first bit of news about this that I ended up seeing was about the developers behind the game Gigantic, which I have a couple of videos about on this channel. It's a MOBA that does things differently and in a more action-oriented way that I really enjoyed. So I made a couple of videos about it, hoping to drive some traffic towards it. But unfortunately, it seems like Gigantic hasn't really been doing very well. It's been unable to keep a really high concurrent player base, at least if Steam Chart is to be trusted, and its population has been dwindling. So of course, a low population means that there probably isn't a lot of money coming in from Gigantic. So Perfect World sees that, and they're like, well, looks like we have to downsize. And so massive layoffs happened at Motiga. When I first saw this news, it actually said that Motiga was getting shut down by Perfect World Entertainment, but that doesn't seem to be a case. It's just massive layoffs to put them down to a skeleton crew to release what content they have ready, and to keep the game alive for just a little bit longer with a skeleton crew of maintenance and stuff like that. I hear a few more updates are coming, but with a skeleton crew and Perfect World already having their eyes set on Motiga and Gigantic, I don't really see the game lasting much longer, unfortunately. I think at this point, unless there's a massive increase in the population of Gigantic for whatever reason, like it goes viral somehow, I don't know. I don't see it lasting more than a few more months, when Perfect World will just be like, alright, we've sunk enough money into this, it's time to go, Motiga, bye. While I am a little upset by this news, like, I really enjoyed Gigantic, and I thought that what the team made was fantastic, and it had a lot of potential, but if it's not pulling in the numbers, like, it's not pulling in the numbers, it's not making the money. Perfect World is a business, so they're obligated to keep their profits up. I have seen some talk around the Gigantic community that Perfect World was not really even being a very hands-on publisher. And part of the point of a publisher, right, is to help with marketing and launch and just getting the name and the game out there and getting more people involved, getting more people playing. From what I've seen in the community, Perfect World didn't even do that. I saw somebody say that even EA wasn't as hands-off with their stuff, which I thought was kind of funny. And I guess they're right, because every time you see something coming out of EA or an EA studio, you're gonna see an ad about it, like, everywhere, right? Anyway, that sucks and all, but another game that I've been playing recently called Hob, which is what I've been showing in the background for the duration of this video, is a game that came out recently by the developers of Torchlight, Runic Games. And I'm pretty sure a lot of people have fond memories of Torchlight. It was a Diablo clone that came out when most Diablo clones were pretty bad, and it was actually pretty good. And it did things differently enough for it to stand out. Plus, you could have a little pet, and the pets were pretty adorable. And then, of course, there was Torchlight 2, and then there was Hob. And the reason I bring up Runic Games is because they're also a studio that's under Perfect World Entertainment. But instead of seeing massive layoffs, Perfect World just decided to shut the studio down entirely. Apparently it was a small studio of like 17 people, and over 9 years they made Torchlight, Torchlight 2, and Hob. In a statement from Perfect World, they said that they recently closed the office of Runic Games as a part of the company's continued strategy to focus on online games as a service. If you're fans of Jim Sterling like I am, you can't really look at that sentence and have any good feelings about it, unfortunately. So that's too bad for Runic Games. It's too bad for Motiga, who was an online game, but I mean, I guess they weren't doing well, so whatever. Makes sense, I guess. But to see a studio like Runic Games with as much passion as they have and as much creativity as they have to just get completely stomped on by Perfect World like this, that sucks to see. I enjoyed Torchlight and Torchlight 2 quite a lot, and I have memories of me and my friends playing those games quite a bit. And I recently played through Hob on my Let's Play channel, and I was pretty enamored with that game. It wasn't perfect. It had its issues, it was unoptimized, but the world that they built was just fantastic. It was just really cool to watch the whole world like come together piece by piece, and to fix the world that you walked into and bring it back to its former glory. And I was looking forward to see what they would come out with next, but I guess under the name Runic Games, there's not really going to be anything. And as far as Torchlight and Hob goes, I believe those properties belong to Perfect World Entertainment now. However, Runic Games had their own statement, and it ended with the phrase, "You haven't heard The Last of Us." Now, I disagree. I actually played The Last of Us, and I thought it was fantastic, and I'm looking forward to The Last of Us 2. Alright, bad joke aside, I'm excited to see this nice little last sentence saying that they haven't lost their passion. And this almost seems like they're going to go and found another studio. That's my hope. They're going to found a new studio, not called Runic Games, but they're going to stay as the family that they've built and the studio that they've built, or at least the group that they've built, under a new name. And maybe a new publisher, or maybe they'll stay indie. I don't know. Who knows? Maybe after this whole Perfect World fiasco, they'll feel a little gun-shy about signing with another publisher again. It's sad news for sure, but I just wanted to share it on this channel just because I have some connection with these studios and these games at some level. So it's sad to see them go, but here's hoping for the best for all of the developers that were involved in the layoffs or the shutdowns. And best wishes to all of you, and thanks for some awesome games.